podcaster, Belle here. It was super fun show, so strap in. We met some of our oldest listeners that are still doing it and heard some wild stories about people walking in on their grandparents. Liam made a funny skit and you'll witness a death live on air. It's a bit of fun. Enjoy.
Live across Australia. This is Ben, Liam and Belle's
Late Drive on Nova.
Bad day to be a Blues fan. Got crushed by Queensland in Game 1 of the State of Origin. We were saying last night, it's hard for Ben, myself and Belle to relate. You know, we grew up in like Adelaide and Melbourne. It's not really our thing. But we want to get around it this year. And people were calling up, and young 11-year-old Archie, he called up to tell us to support New South Wales.
What do you think about Queenslanders?
I honestly think they smell, and I think they don't deserve to win.
Well, such a legend. After that drilling, though, we thought we'd get him back on to just see how he's feeling. Archie, what happened last night, man?
Yeah, it was a lovely game to watch of NRL. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, well, that's sweet, Archie. I mean, you are being very positive. I mean, you did get absolutely walloped.
Well, I wouldn't say. Well, I think once Wally got sent off, it put a lot of our spirits down.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his. Did you know it was his last game that he's ever going to be playing of rugby league? Probably.
Was it?
Oh, what a stinker to go out on as well, huh?
Yeah.
Because Archie, some people are saying the Blues looked a bit gutless.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, Archie, it is nice that you're such a positive.
You're a good sport,
Positive
Archie.
kid. And of course, last night you got us to support the Blues instead of the Maroons. And we were thinking maybe, because all-important Game 2 coming up, you can still take the whole thing out. Would you like to give a message to the Blues?
I'm ready now.
Go for it.
Hey, boys. Last game was rough. You played amazing until the 60th minute, from the very start till the very end. I think you guys tried amazing. After Sawali got sent off, it definitely put your guys' spirits down, but you guys kept on trying, and we can win this. We know we're better than them, and also remember, we can do this. Thank you.
Oh!
Yeah, Archie.
Inspirational.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Archie. And do you have anything to say to the Queensland listeners?
I think I could say, I was at the game last night. There was a lot of angry supporters. They could keep it down. A lot of pepper aeroplanes going into the field.
Oh, yeah. So you want the Queensland supporters just keep it a bit more chill. Like no more paper airplanes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, Archie, I also feel like maybe you've got like a parental guardian around and you didn't want to use any naughty words.
I kind of feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know your dad's there as well.
Yeah, we know what you're really thinking, eh, Archie?
13-24-10, when did they get the name wrong? If you give us a story and you're our favourite caller, we have got a Frank Green drink bottle up for grabs. These things are hot property. Switch from sipping to gulping with a twist. Shop Frank Green's new Switch lid at frankgreen.com.au. Belle.
And we're doing this because sad news on Tuesday, Aussie radio and TV legend John Blackman did pass away, and Brisbane Channel 7 News tried to do a tribute for him that night, except they called him John Blackwood.
Yeah. No good.
It's a slap in the face once you passed, and then people just can't even know your name.
But look, it happens. I think a caller called you Bowl once, Belle.
That's right.
Yeah. Hi, Ben Lehman Bowl. No, her name's not. No one's called Bowl.
That's right.
But I have Ben and I people always confuse us.
Yeah.
I remember last year someone came up to me on my birthday and they're like, "Happy birthday, Ben!" And I'm like, "What?" It is my birthday, but I thought I'm not. How do you know it's my birthday, but not my name?
Rachel in Barizzi, good evening. When did they get the name wrong?
It was actually me, embarrassingly. I was trying to get some work done in my house, and I got this recommendation for a tradesman, and I thought his name was Tyler, but turns out he was just a Tyler.
Oh.
Right. Right.
And I'm going in circles calling this poor bloke, be like, "Hey, is this Tyler?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a Tyler."
Oh, my God.
That's so good. Charlie, you're also in Brizzy. You got their name wrong?
Yeah, unfortunately, I actually got married a couple of weeks ago, and I legally go by Charlotte. And when the celebrant was, doing their thing, they accidentally called me Charlie. So from now I go by Charlie because of that, Dave.
Right, because I was going to say, it does say Charlie on my screen. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but
Yeah.
So you're just Charlie now.
Well, I guess legally, if that wasn't your real name as well, maybe you're not married.
Yeah.
I don't
True.
know.
Yeah, you can just cheat on your husband and do whatever.
That's not how it works. 13 24 10 is our number. Give us a buzz.
Rach, they got the name wrong?
Yeah, so I've got a colleague at work who cannot tell me and one of my other colleagues apart, and we've been working together for 4 years. And she still calls me Keely and her Rachel.
Have you
all
said
over the shop.
anything, Rachel? Have you corrected it?
Oh, yeah, all the time. She's well and truly aware of it now. It's a running joke amongst a lot of our colleagues.
Oh.
Yeah, right. But is she
we
doing it
can't
as a joke as well? Does she think it's funny, or she genuinely can't tell you apart?
She does it now. We're of a similar age and we both have long brown hair.
And that's like it. Like there's no other resemblance. Claudia in Brizzy, when did they get the name wrong?
Well, I was at the athletics carnival and my teacher said, Claudia McCann, you're up next. And there's another girl called Claudia McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is it me or her? And she's like, you go. So I ran in her race and she ran in my race.
And then what was the results?
Well, I won it for her, but she face planted.
Oh, great. And everyone's like, yeah, Claudia, she face planted. You're like, no, I came first. Like, yeah, likely story. Sure, that happened.
Hey, Claudia, you want that Frank Green drink bottle?
Yes, please. I'd love it.
It's all yours. Thanks for getting involved.
Whoa! Hold on, guys. There's only one drink bottle, unless you're going to cut it in half for the other people you have in the car.
Unless you want to also call us 13 24 10, have got more to give away. When did they get the name wrong?
Louisa and Brizzy, what happened?
Oh, well, when I was a kid, I was trying out for a state basketball team, and at the end of the session, once they were calling everybody's names out, they called Loser Debana.
Loser Debana. Dude, that's hard to come back from. Like, even if you make the team, that's great. You're feeling so good about yourself. You made the state team. But everyone's calling you Loser Debana.
That's great.
That's a real sticky name as well. It's hard
sticky.
to lose that.
Yeah. In fact, I think it could be the title of the podcast today,
Absolutely.
unfortunately.
Thanks, Loser. Bo joins us now in Sydney. Good evening, Bo. When they get the name wrong?
So I'm a school teacher, and I go by the name of Mr. Hunter, and I had a kid addressing me in assembly and got "Could you please?" and Mr. Hunter mixed up, and I'm not going to repeat the name that he called me on radio.
No, yeah, and rightfully so. Thank you. Our bums were pretty tight there, but we see what happened there. Emily, what happened?
I was at my cousin's wedding, and it's Emma and Toby who's getting married, and they hired a photo booth person. And at the bottom of everyone's photo booth photos, it said Emma and Tony. And it wasn't until halfway through the wedding that we told her, and she was so embarrassed that everyone's got these memories of Emma and Tony getting married.
That is awesome.
That's great.
Oh, Jules in Brizzy, wrap it up for us. When did they get the name wrong?
Yeah, I used to work for a bank, and as part of the team, the managers used to do shout-outs in emails, for doing some good work. And they, being called Julie, everyone used to call me Jules. So my boss sent an email out to the whole team, and the email order corrected and changed my name from Jules to Jugs. So my new nickname in the office was then Jugs.
Jeez.
And having had a nickname in high school as two backs, I was definitely not someone you would assume as having a nickname of Jugs.
Right, yeah.
Great
Brutal.
work, Jugs.
Brutal. Should we move into what was your high school bully nickname? Do you know what really annoys me about other radio stations, Ben and Bell? It's those ads that play, throughout the day, and it's supposed to be like people on the street talking about how much they love the radio station, but really, it's just people from the sales team. It's people in the building, right, who work.
We know that, and if you didn't realise that, that's what it is. It's not actual real people.
And maybe our bullshit radar goes off because we work in the business. These kind of ads.
Let's go! The home for everything hit music.
I just love the way it makes me feel. It's better than my morning shot of coffee.
No human would ever say that if you were approached on the street.
Yeah. Yeah, if you went up to someone, you're like, what do you think about Nova? They're not going to be like, I just love the way it makes me feel. It's it's great if they listen a bit.
If you could have radio instead of coffee, oh my God.
Yeah,
Rich.
oh, yeah. The industry would be back where it was in the 50s, and we would all be rich. This is what it would actually sound like if you went up to people on the street with a microphone and ask them what they thought about the radio station.
Turn the music on.
Is that the one that Hamish and Andy are on?
I don't listen too much Taylor Swift, eh?
I don't really listen to radio. I think my nana's got a radio.
Let's go.
Yeah, I pretty much just listen to Spotify.
Oh, yeah, I put it on for my dog when I leave the house. Keeps him company. I can't stop moving to those hits.
Sometimes it's on in the background.
I prefer silence in the car.
Bring the beat back.
Back to more hit music.
Turn this up.
Mate, can you go off? I was just asking if how the radio made you feel. I'm just trying to do my shopping, mate. I don't get that mark out of my face. But does radio make you feel a certain way? You're making me feel like I want to punch you in the face, man. All right, thanks anyway.
Come on. I love this station.
Liam and Bell, let me ask you a question. Do you think when you're 72 years old, or let's say in your 70s, you'll still be getting it on? Liam?
No.
You think you'll be done?
No, yeah, I'll hang up the boots. No one want. Those like players that just don't retire, and you're like, it's getting embarrassing now. Like, you know what I mean? I think I would hopefully hang up the boots at the right time.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. Like when you're 72,
don't do it to yourself, and you're really injury prone.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
I get a sore back now, and I'm 30. Belle, what about you?
Man, I'm having a low self-esteem week this week, and I'm 29. So when I'm 70-something, there's no way I'm getting anything off.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, and that's why I want to know, like 13, 24, 10, if we have any listeners who are getting on in age, are you still sexually active? Because get a load of this story. The world's oldest bird, wild bird, 72. I thought it'd be older than that, but it's 72 years old, and it was spotted getting it on. It's a seabird, and it hadn't been seen in a while. They saw it again, and it was rooting.
I love that.
Wow, impressive.
Very impressive.
Yeah, credit to you. Steph in Melbourne, you work in a nursing home, so you see this sort of stuff all the time.
Yeah, I do, but in particular, there's this one guy, and he's got girls coming in and out of his room all the time.
Okay, hang on. When you say girls, like other residents or just some friends from the outside?
Some other residents, some friends from the outside, it varies.
And the wild thing is, the old ducks, they go in there and they don't have a Zimmer frame until they come out. So
oh my God.
He's doing something right.
Steph, that's good to know. So now we know that there are people in their 70s and beyond that are still sexually active.
And like maybe we'll get to 70 and you're like, oh no, like there's still so much in my life. But I just kind of assume that everything at 70 just shrivels up and you
stops working.
Yeah, you just like, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Well, look, I would be curious to know, 13 24 10, that is our number. Maybe it's somebody you know. Maybe it is you, oldest sexually active listener.
Gemma in Melbourne, this is your granddad, still getting it on?
Well, not anymore, he's passed.
Oh,
but
no. At least he died doing what he loves, you know?
He did, he's doing who he loves. But yes, when about 8 years after my grandmother passed, my grandfather was 85 and he met a 70-year-old.
Oh.
And it got to the point where I was rocking home from nightclubs at 2 a.m. and he was rocking home from her place at 2 a.m. and we were meeting up at the front door. He couldn't get the key in because he couldn't see. I couldn't get the key in because I was blind. And one day we both got home and there was a "You're grounded" on the floor note from my mother, and we both didn't know who it was from.
That's so funny.
Who it was for. So, but he ended up marrying her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they got married, and they were fully active. I remember my mother and my aunt sitting in the living room when my grandfather said, "I'm too old to be coming home. I need to get married at 2 o'clock in the morning. I need to get married." And they, honest to goodness, said, "Do you know about safe sex?"
Oh, they had the talk with him.
We don't want another weird, old, wrinkly baby Benjamin Button situation going on, if that's even possible.
Gemma, thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate it.
I just like the visual of coming home, like fist bumping grandpa. You get some? Yeah, bro. You know how I do.
We're looking for our oldest sexually active listener, 13, 24, 10.
Nath, this is your dad.
Yeah, mate, this is my old man.
All right. And how old is he?
He turned 77 this year.
Wow. That's old. That's pretty old.
Yeah.
And tell us about him.
Well, a couple of years back, so two Christmases ago, we stay at Crown Plaza in the city, and I stayed in the lounge area, and my parents are obviously in the bedroom, and I'm on this single bed, and then my head is right against the wall that against the room that they're into, and I could hear everything.
Oh.
No.
But that's so
Thin
beautiful.
wall.
It's gorgeous.
It's not. I don't think it's beautiful.
And mind you, my mum is 25 years younger than my dad.
Whoa.
Hot. That's great. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Yeah, I was wondering how that worked because you sound like super young. You know what I mean? I was like, your dad's 77? That's crazy.
He's getting it done.
Gee whiz, just the wall shaking. The whole works. Woke up the whole Crown Plaza. April in Brisbane, tell us, this is your grandpa still getting it on?
Yeah, so we lived in a house with a granny flat attached, and my granddad lived in it. And my brother heard a bit of a noise, I guess, late at night. So he went to check if he was okay, and accidentally walked in on my granddad having a bit of a solo session. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the solo coming.
And he was in his late 90s.
Oh,
In
no.
his 90s.
And the hearing aids weren't in, so didn't even hear him walk into the room.
Yep. He just said, I backed away as quick as possible.
No.
So I don't know if I can ask. April, was he watching something? Is that what the noise was?
I honestly, it was enough details as that, so I didn't ask any further
Probably the
questions.
noise of him putting his hip out or something like that.
Yeah. Grandpa's had a fall. No, he hasn't. He's just shattered his own hip.
I just love that we all thought that was going to Grandpa had somebody around, but no, had a solo session.
That is terrifying.
Andrea joins us now. You work in aged care, is that correct?
I do, so that sort of gives it away a little bit, but it's still the best story ever.
Go for it.
So we've got couples rooms where I work, and one morning the staff did the worst thing and forgot to knock or didn't think to knock. They've walked in, 101 years old man, amazing, going for it with his wife. I don't know how much the wife was loving it, but he was trying. He was doing his best. 101.
Have you ever watched? Do you guys remember that YouTube video doing the rounds of the turtles?
Yeah.
Horses? Yeah, that's what I pictured and heard.
Andrea, did they even know you were there?
I wasn't there myself, but it was the talk of the town for a very, very long time. Honestly, they probably didn't. I don't know. I don't want to think. There's so much to unpack. I don't know, but...
Man.
Wow.
That's beautiful. No, I love all
that's
these.
the secret to a long life. Maybe that guy's been having his Swiss multivitamins.
Earlier in the show, we were asking the question, did they get the name wrong? 13, 24, 10. Still some calls coming through for this one.
Celeste in Adelaide, what happened?
He kept calling me Chelsea. So, my name is a little bit difficult, but we matched on Tinder, so he could definitely see what my name was and how it was spelled. We went out to a movie. He'd sort of whisper and be like, "Hey, Chelsea, do you want some popcorn?" Got it wrong a couple of times. I told him each time, it's Celeste. Still just kept calling me Chelsea. Texted me the next day, "Hey, Chelsea, had a really good night. Did you want to go out for dinner or something?" And I was like, my name is Celeste. Corrected him, and he still continued to text it a couple more times that day. And I ended up just having to be no, we're not going out again. It's not that difficult.
And he wasn't a joker. He's not making a joke. He just genuinely didn't know.
And I mean this with all due respect, but I feel like that's what Ben would have been a little bit like on the dating scene. He's not great. He's not great with names, especially when there's a few letters that could be other names.
Can we just example when we had Nicola call up once and he said, Nicola?
And then
I
he's
did, yeah.
argued that was a name. But
Thanks
it wasn't
again.
as bad as the time we had C.O. Barn on. I'm pretty sure it's Siobhan Man.
Thanks for getting involved. Rhiannon joins us now. Good evening. Did they get your name wrong?
Hi, guys. It wasn't actually me. It was my daughter. She's now 2, but when we were in hospital, her name is Ariella. And one of the nurses who, I don't know, she was a different nationality, called her Areola.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's close enough to, I can see why that's
She'd see a lot of areolas every
She
day,
would.
so that's
She
all
would.
she's thinking
Yeah,
about.
that's true.
It's shitty idea will come an idea so bad it'll blow your mind. It's shitty.
Yeah, pretty simple. The shitty idea wheel, as Wheel here in the studio with us, we give it a spin. Whatever idea it lands on is the idea we do. Sometimes the ideas can be so shitty that our boss will tell us to stop doing this bit, but we're still doing it, so fingers crossed this one goes well.
Here we go. Tonight we're doing... Oh, dear. Yeah, it's an oldie. It's landed on 13/24/10. How low can you make your voice go?
Yep, so we have got movie tickets up for grabs, 13, 24, 10. How low can you make your voice go? Go.
That wasn't bad.
Nah, that was bad.
Belle, would you like to have a crack?
How low can you make your voice go?
Okay.
But I'm a baritone, so I'm already low.
Oh, I'm a baritone.
I'm already low, Belle.
Oh, then you should be better at it.
But I can go lower.
I think I can go even lower.
That's not low.
You're just talking like this. You still count that, right? I think you still count that.
Pete joins us in Melbourne. How low can you make your voice go, Pete?
Guys, how's it going?
It's pretty low.
It sounds
pretty
like
low.
Batman on the phone.
Pretty low. 13, 24, 10. Keep these coming through for tickets to the movies.
Wow.
How low can you make your voice go?
Bubs has called through from Melbourne. How low can your voice go?
So it's going to be interesting. I've got a deep voice, so I'm going to give it a really good crack.
All right.
Are we ready?
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Here we go, mate. Here we go, mate.
Oh, he's done a bit.
Just the best, isn't it?
He's done a bit. He's gone very high with his voice.
Well,
I'll take a bit. Noah, how low can your voice go?
I've got a pretty high voice, so I'll see how I can go.
Mm-hmm.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free.
Yeah, pretty good.
Sounds
Noah.
like Sam Kekovich or something. Jody in Melbourne, can you make your voice nice and low for us?
I'm a bit of an alto, but I'll try.
Mm-hmm.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
I think you're going to the movies, Jody. I think you're going to the movies. Well done. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
Thanks for getting involved, Jody. We appreciate it. This is Dasher. Austin is the name of this one.
Can we just pull that song down for a second? Our producer Andy just messaged through RIP shitty idea. Will, yeah, I think we did just witness the death of it tonight.
sad.
Yeah, that will be back next week.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.